Fantasy Philosophers is brought to you by fantasy-info.com.
In surprising news, TJ Houshmandzadeh signed with the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens then traded away Mark Clayton to the Rams. For fantasy value for Clayton, right now I'd say that he's not fantasy relevant until at least he can prove that he can win a starting job with the Rams and he can show some effectiveness with Sam Bradford. I wouldn't expect that to really happen at this point in time, so I can't necessarily recommend that you go out and pick him up. However, if you're in a really deep league and you need to think one step ahead because it's so competitive, then go ahead and take him. For the Ravens, with Houshmandzadeh, assuming that he can lock down a starting job at some point here, he could definitely be worth holding on to your roster if you haven't cut him already from him being released by the Seahawks. This is a much better situation for him. I know there's people that think he's washed up. He's definitely lost a few steps. But remember, the last couple of years, it's not like the Seahawks were in a very good opportunity to let him succeed, and they weren't going to be this year as well. And even his last year with the Bengals, they didn't have Carson Palmer just about the whole season. So the last few years, he really hasn't been in a great situation to have the success that he had in years past. And, as far as he goes, he's never been the fastest, the fleetest of foot type of receiver anyhow. So in this situation for him, this is definitely a better fit for him. Now we just need to see him lock down a job. For Flacco, my one concern for him and his value now is that he really has no one to stretch the field, at least anybody notable, until Dante Stallworth comes back, and he's going to be gone for about 8 weeks. So he's got a lot of players that are all going to be playing underneath. You got Derek Mason, you've got Anquan Bolden, TJ Houshmandzadeh, and his tight ends. Who's probably going to benefit the most out of this might be Ray Rice, as he's got another bigger receiver to help with run blocking, on the outside. So that actually could help him out.
For more fantasy football information, go to fantasy-info.com and sign up for our free e-newsletter. Good luck in your 2010 Fantasy Football League. As an added bonus, the Fantasy Info guys will include their 5 secret tips for success in fantasy football with your free subscription.